Hi there guys, welcome back. So here I'm going to be talking about the fight this weekend between Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter for the WBO World Welterweight title. Crawford putting his title on the line, and I think this has the makings to be a really exciting fight. I don't think it's going to last myself till the distance, but I think that while it does last, it really does have some potential to be great to watch, really. Two styles that I think could match up really well. So we got Terence Crawford. He's 37 victories with no losses, unbeaten. He's one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world, has been for a few years now, being talked in those circles. Fantastic fighter. I really rate him. He's got 28 knockouts, which gives him around 75% knockout ratio. In fact, Terence Crawford, over the last 5 years roughly, has faced 8 opponents and he's stopped them all. And I think it coincides really with when I last stopped doing these videos. I think since then that's when that's happened. You know, every fighter he stepped in the ring with hasn't come out of it very well. Let's put it that way. So he's a southpaw. It's a bit of a nightmare for people. And all in all, you'll know by now who Terence Crawford is and what he brings to the table. You'll also know who his challenger is and what he brings to the table. We've got Shawn Porter. He's 31 victories, 3 losses, 1 draw on his record, with 17 knockouts, gives around 48% knockout ratio. He's listed as an orthodox fighter. And Porter doesn't bring the same level of power. He's not really renowned for that. What Porter is renowned for is being relentless, aggressive in his style, and he can be a real pain in the backside for his opponent. And I think he could make this, he could be a real pain for Terence Crawford in this fight. Okay, so I'll just look at Terence Crawford. Very quick, really good reflexes. He's a type of fighter who relies on reaction time. He is good at countering. He throws really good range of shots, good variety, puts his punches together really well. All the things really you like to see from a fighter. Really good puncher. Good movement. But really what I see in Crawford, and kind of something I'm a bit concerned about Crawford going later on as he ages, is he really is, something that sets him apart from what, for me, in my opinion, is his reaction time, his speed at countering, his speed in an exchange. He's able to just, it's like he can slow down time and he can just land that decisive punch in the exchange. He's really quick, okay? And we know that speed tends to decline as a fighter ages, but we'll see how that goes, okay? Just something to throw out there. So with Crawford, something that I've seen is he is hittable, okay? He's not kind of this guy who is that evasive. He takes risks, okay? He'll take risks against you. Like I said, he seems to just be able to be the one who lands that decisive punch in the exchange sometimes. But he has been hit himself plenty of times of watching him. And I thought, why is he taking this risk? He's quicker than this guy. Why is he taking the risk? Why is he exchanging? But I think he's a fighter. He gets drawn in. You can draw him in, which is going to work to Porter's advantage in this. That's right up Porter's street. Yeah, he wants to draw him in. He wants to make it messy. He wants to mix it up. He wants to fight close. He wants it to be inside, a bit more than distance. You know, he wants to close the gap. He wants to get his shots off. He wants to go to the body. And I think he could be able to draw Crawford in. If we look on past experience, guys have been able to draw Crawford into a bit of an exchange. Typically, it's not worked well for the opponent when that's happened. So I don't think it's going to work out for Porter in this fight. But if Porter's going to make a fight of it, he's going to need to take those risks. He's going to need to use his usual aggression. He's going to need to make it messy for the judges. Okay, he's been successful in doing this. Porter's had several fights now. He's always been in the fight. He's never been stopped in his 3 losses. But he's won fights sometimes by just making it messy and getting off a lot of shots. He's a high volume fighter. Remember, Porter's a high volume puncher. He'll be scoring with punches and then he wants to get out of there. But he always wants to be at that he's not the tallest fighter, he's not the rangiest fighter, so he needs to work his way in, and he pushes himself in. He doesn't really work his way in. He forces himself in onto his opponent, okay, with that aggressive move forward style. He's not trying to set you up, really, from what I've seen. And I'm sure there's some technical ability there, but from what I've seen, Porter's quite quick to get in. He doesn't waste time trying to suss out angles, or he gets in there. And that's where I think he's going to come unstuck in this fight, because far too often I think Porter leaves his head in the air. He lunges in, he's focused on his attack, and he's not protecting himself. And I think when you're going against a guy like Terence Crawford, that's bread and butter for that guy. It's going to play right into Crawford's hands. I think Crawford's going to enjoy having someone diving in on him and having their chin in the air. And I really think that that's what will happen against Porter, and I think that Crawford's going to stop Porter. I think he's going to hand Shawn Porter his first stoppage loss. And I'm going to go for round 8, just to name a round, really, just to not to sit on the fence. But it could happen at any point, because Crawford has that type of power. If you look at his last fight against Kell Brook, I mean, such an innocuous, that punch that hurt Brook firstly and led to the stoppage, you know, put Brook down on the ropes. What was it? A jab, a lead, little mini lead hook? I don't know. I don't really know what that was, but it was a quick, stunning. It looked like a jab to me, you know, but a quick stunner. And I know Kell Brook's punch resistance might not be all there, and he's had eye issues in the past, and Crawford targeted that. But I think that shows the power the guy has. You know, the technique he's got to really, he can really hurt you. And I think while it lasts, as I said, this could be really exciting. We're going to have lots of action. I don't think this will be maybe in the beginning, depending on how Porter wants to start things out, but I think ultimately it's going to turn into a little bit of a war, and it just depends how long it takes Crawford to catch Porter, really, I think. And Porter's tough, but I think I don't think there's a boxer in the world who can just keep taking hidden shots, you know, the shots you can't see, the type of shots that Crawford hits you with. They're not sort of the shots that wear you down as such. They're the shots that just catch you out the blue and put you down. And it might be a TKO, it might be the kind like Porter comes in, gets caught with a shot, and he goes down, he comes up, he's groggy. He's like, oh shit, what hit me? But then I think Crawford he's a good finisher as well, Crawford. You know, he knows how to finish a guy off, and I think he's gonna end up finishing him off. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm overlooking Porter? You know, Porter's game, if it goes the distance, Porter could make this messy, and that's the way I see Porter winning the fight, is by decision, really. Although this is boxing, any punch could do some damage. I really don't. The last thing I think will happen is for Porter to stop Crawford, or hurt Crawford. Although Crawford is hittable, I think in this fight with Porter's power, historical power, I think that's going to be more of an accumulation of trying to wear and slow down Crawford. Okay, hurt him a bit, go to the body, slow him down later in the fight, and then that stamina that Porter has could take over later in the fight, and he could be getting in and still mixing it up and really making it messy and winning some rounds, okay? So I see a way that Porter could win a decision, but I just think the cleaner work of Crawford and the power is going to win the day here. I'm going for Crawford in round 8. So let me know, guys, have I got this completely wrong? What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think is going to happen in the fight? What have I missed? What do you think I've missed here that could happen in this fight? Have I overlooked something? So thanks for watching as always, guys, and until next time, see ya.